Hello everybody, welcome back. And what a game.
You could say that. It was something.
Yeah, it was definitely something. I was a bit wrong in the last video. We talked about the game against Mexico. I thought that game, was so close because Mexico is such a tough opponent, a rival to the United States. But I said, and my exact words last time was, we're going to smash Costa Rica. And we did not smash Costa Rica.
No, there was no smashing involved.
But we're going to start off by the game, the send-off game before they leave for Paris, USA versus Costa Rica. This game was supposed to, they were supposed to smash Costa Rica. Costa Rica is ranked number 44 in the world, I believe. This was supposed to be, as they said on the broadcast, this was supposed to be a confidence booster for the United States. And it kind of was not that.
Confidence killer.
Yeah. Definitely, I saw very disappointed faces after the game. And part of that also is they feel bad for the fans that they didn't win it for the fans who were there. They didn't win it for the fans at home. I think they felt bad that they didn't win it for all their families who were there. So I think that was a big part of it, that they were just bummed they couldn't really go out there and smash Costa Rica. So first things first, I heard a few people mention how hot it was there. I went on my phone about 10 minutes into the game and I asked what the heat index is. The heat index was 102. That's freaking hot. And also, Rose Lavelle was on the starting lineup, and then she got scratched because of muscle tightness. And some people are saying that might have been due to the very hot and humid weather.
Yeah, I can see that. Dang you, Mother Nature. These last few days, you've not been nice. We survived a storm.
Yeah, that was the other thing. The pitch, Audi Field, looked horrible for a match that is so important. Although obviously it's not a championship of any type, but for an important match that a lot of people are going to be watching, the pitch looked horrible. Now, it could have been because of the storms yesterday. We live in the Midwest, and there was tornadoes throughout the whole Midwest. I don't know if the East Coast had the same type of storms, like if they had tornadoes and wind and rain and everything, but maybe that's why the pitch looks so horrible.
I'm blaming the pitch and the weather on why we tied.
Yeah. So that was the first thing. I mean, what they keep saying, a bunch of people who analyze the game, and what they're basically saying, although USA dominated with possession, corners, Costa Rica put on a low block, which low blocks are for teams who they know they are offensively outmatched, and that was their strategy. Now, I've been reading, maybe we'll read a couple comments, that when you are faced with a low block, you have to have a strategy. You have to be prepared to
a counter strategy. Yeah. You need to counter that.
When you don't have a strategy against the low block, that's when you get in trouble. And we know the United States has not been great about finishing opportunities, and although in a low block that's harder, but even more so, they haven't been great finishing in general. And there was a couple opportunities. There was a few missed opportunities. I think they said 22 shots on goal to Costa Rica's 2 shots on goal, which was part of the strategy for Costa Rica. And there was, Mal came really close. Trin was working hard out there. Everyone kept saying she was probably working the hardest. They kind of had her number a little bit, a couple of the Costa Rican players. And Trin got really hurt at one point, and everyone kind of held their breath. But Trin was working really hard. And a lot of people said, in 102-degree weather, Lindsey Horan is not the most stealthy player out there. That's not her playing style. So Lindsey is not the quickest player. That's not her style. But so it did not help her. I don't know if it's going to be hot in France. But then again, it was cool. United States usually plays well in the heat because United States generally is a hot country. But they didn't really play well in Australia when it was cool either. So I'll see what happens in France. We're going to read a couple comments.
So this person says, this team is cooked at the Olympics. LOL. Good luck scoring any goals with those three forwards up top, and Horan needs to be benched ASAP. Okay, this person says, 1, utterly disappointing. We had 95 minutes to run a training exercise of how to score against a low block, and were inept. Tempo was slow, especially in the first 25, and no one could combine the right pass and run in the box. Almost no decent shots from range. 2, I question whether anyone on this roster has the guts of a Michelle Anchors, Mia Hamm, or Abby Wambach to take over and put the ball in the net, so no excuses. 3, not having a left-footed 3 Niswanger resting severely limits the service options on that side. Dunn is on the roster for experience and versatility, but she adds little in attacking quality. Fox's role was also too conservative early.
A couple people not too happy. However, I chose those 2 comments because it was representative of a lot of comments I saw, just kind of explaining frustration. Then, I did see some comments like this as well.
Oh my gosh, you all are so harsh. To know and love this sport is to know there will be bad games. Although I don't feel this was a bad game, they had multiple chances, just couldn't finish. All the possession passes and opportunities were there. These people are still human. I think that's some knowledge we forget. Overall, good game. Costa Rica showed up and played the defensive part well, but that does not mean this team doesn't do their job either. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw a few optimistic people. I saw a lot of optimistic. I would say 75%, 80% of people were kind of disappointed. 20% said, hey, everything's okay, everything's good. But that 80% is just people just talking about this one game, I think. And then a lot of people said, great low block defensive performance by Costa Rica, by the Costa Rican women. And the goalie did an amazing job too. Even if you're doing a low block, the goalie still has to show up, and that goalie, I'm blanking on her name right now, did an amazing job. So Costa Rica did great. Horan needs to be benched. I don't care if she's the captain. Way too slow reactions and some shocking finishing. I think, like I said, the analysis I saw was maybe Lindsey was extra slow tonight because of the heat, because that's very hot. I see a lot of people like, Alex Morgan died for this.
Oh no. Oh no.
But, there's some good and bad news. Good news is, if Costa Rica decided to take this low block, that means they already knew that they were going into the United States knowing that they were the complete underdog, and this is the kind of tactics you have to make. Because if they're not trying to score and then United States doesn't score, then at the Olympics, you'd go to either you do a draw or a PK if it's a knockout round. So it's kind of like, make sure the United States' PKs are in order, which was a problem last year. And then also, I said the last 3 videos that I've had a vision. There is a vision that the United States are winning the gold medal at the Olympics.
I still have that vision, so I'm holding out hope, crossing my fingers. I'm feeling kind of good about it.
Yes. And that's kind of what I'm saying. As much as this was kind of disappointing, no other team realistically is looking amazing that is qualified for the Olympics. Spain just lost. Germany not only just lost, the reports aren't completely confirmed, but it looks like Lena Oberdorf has possibly done her ACL. That's not good. Germany already wasn't looking amazing, and if Lena Oberdorf is out, then that's really not good. Zambia just got a 1-1 draw against New Zealand. As much as the United States is having issues, every other country is having a lot of issues as well. So this vision is still very bright in my head. I still think we're going to do well, given all the circumstances. Canada just beat Australia. America's winning, but Canada, as much as people have been counting them out recently, they could come back and win. They defend their gold medal. So I think this is so open right now. Anyone who is entered in the Olympics pool, minus a few teams, New Zealand, other than a few teams, are not winning, but 10 out of the 12 teams could win. And I truly still feel that. And I still feel like America's on the top of the block, the heap. Anything else notable? A few things. A lot of people say you need to put away the chances. Would like to see Shaw in over Albert. And we didn't talk about this because, it is what it is at this point. Korbin Albert started for Rose Lavelle. Yeah, it is what it is at this point. And I did hear, thinking of Korbin Albert, and this I heard the Alt Cast, which was the Men in Blazers women's network, which is Sam Mewis, Men in Blazers, and Roger, I don't know his last name. They had an Alt Cast Ricky Sauerbrunn was on there, and I heard that was the place to be. And I read a comment, I don't have it in front of me, that Sam Mewis actually looked mad during the game. And Sam Mewis is not the mad type of person. Sam Mewis is not the mad looking type, if you know what I mean. So she probably wasn't happy. And she was looking very nice. I think she went shopping in Kristie's closet.
Yeah. She
looked great. So if they do have an alt cast, someone said it's on TNT Sports. I'm actually not sure. I'll have to look into that. But I heard that was very fun to watch at the same time. But what is your takeaway? My takeaway was I was completely wrong. I thought United States was going to smash it. Costa Rica decided to go on a strategy that I don't know if the United States was planning on. I've also heard commentary saying United States don't deal with low blocks. Majority of the players who play in the U.S. Women's National Team play in the NWSL. NWSL teams don't tend to play that really ever for the most part. So that's something Emma's going to have to say, hey, if we face that again, because we saw that at the Olympics with Japan and Spain. You know, Japan put on the low block masterclass and beat Spain, and Spain dealt with that, then went on to win the World Cup. So, but the finishing was a problem. Also, last thing, Emma Hayes was mic'd up. I thought was very interesting. I love that. I wish we could have that every game because I just love that. I love players being mic'd up, especially the coaches. I love to see that. I wanted Emma to get close enough to talk to the ref because I love when the refs talk to the players or the coaches because you don't know what they're quite saying. And I feel like, what are they saying? And I always want to know.
Or you don't know what they sound like.
Yeah, true. True, because I love seeing that. And number 2, Emma Hayes was not wearing USA gear. She was wearing more of like a manager's type of outfit. And
Slay gear.
And I want to see her in the USA gear. Now, I've seen her in USA gear, so it's not that she's opposed to it. But was there 2% of her saying she was going to be not USA wearing? She was only going to wear something else. Was anyone disappointed Emma was not wearing USA gear? Because, questions, comments down below. What is everyone's takeaway? I still think they're winning the gold. Call me. At this point, I'm possibly delusional to some people, but I still have the vision. There's a lot of issues everywhere, so it's gonna be up for grabs. Questions, comments down below. We'll talk to everyone later. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.